So this is the best of EVO, our first virtual TESOL 2021 session. It's going on right now. And we have here, let's see who we have. We've got immersive storytelling in virtual worlds with Randall, Sadler, Heike, Philp, Newson. Oh, you'll have to go on. Alicja, Bomirska, Helena, Galani, who's here. I know Doris, Molero. Oh, I'm not sure. Is she? Are they all here? Helen Myers, Amany. I saw a minute ago. Amany, Alkhayat. Okay, so and then that will be followed by scientific literacy and CLIL. So, okay, I'm not sure. You might be able to go over because there's not another session in the EVO schedule until 9, but I don't know if someone else is using this room. Okay, so anyway, let me stop the share and give this over to Heike and her team, and you can take 20 minutes.
Thank you so much. I'm delighted to keep this wonderful EVO presentation and the whole day of nothing but EVO and fantastic pre-recorded sessions, a whole range of virtual worlds, colleagues, and this is all, I find that incredible that this is free versus TESOL convention, which is quite dear. More than 200 euros. Yeah. So I'm absolutely delighted what you have arranged here, Vance. That is fantastic. Thank you very much. And the EVO sessions, as everyone knows, is a 5-week workshop series, a series of more than almost like 20 sessions concurrent, 5-week-long workshops for English teachers. I'm happy to share ours, which is the one next to Minecraft MOOC. We're basically the only ones that are in 3D environments. Ours was in OpenSim, and it follows actually last year's session where we compared 18 different 3D or virtual environments conducive for language teaching and learning. And the winner out of 18, but the big evaluation that we did, and the winner out of 18 was OpenSim. And so this year we said, we must go there, actually practice what we preach. We did not do much I mean, for me, it was almost like a new session. And this is the beauty about EVO. EVO is not a course that runs to perfection. EVO is a collaborative effort of all of the people involved. And if I delve into the results straight away, permit me, because we're so proud of the results, I'll talk a little bit about the process and the environments that we used at the end of the presentation, and first of all, show you the amazing beauty that we've been able to create. I would have to stop share it one more time because I'm sharing my screen right now, just the presentation, but I'd like to browse to the various environments, sorry, that I've opened up. As I said, with EVO, we wanted to do immersive storytelling in virtual worlds. We wanted to use the 3D environment as kind of imagery, but we weren't quite sure how to do it. So, and before I skipped completely the list of moderators, I'm so grateful that Helena and Amany are here present for this presentation. And Helena did an utmost preparing week 2. She ran workshops on how to create animesh, workshops on how to texture objects, workshops on how to put media on Prim. It was how to add a script, how to add color. Fantastic workshops she ran for all of us, and even things that I was totally amazed at. Sorry, I'm just keeping the slide as is. And I would like to also mention Amany's work, who took us into AltSpace VR. And she is the VR guru of the team. So we were happy to include that also in week 4 or week 5. It was for just to get a feeling again. But essentially speaking, could you in the audience just give me a little feedback? Who has been in OpenSim before as a virtual world, or who has experience with VR worlds? That is when sometimes you have to have a headset to join those. So I would be very happy to see your response as to your experience in the background. And I'm not asking the Minecraft Move people because they obviously are stronghold here because, fans being here and Jane and everybody. And in the meantime, whilst you're typing in the text chat, a little bit of feedback, I could explain to you how to get into OpenSim if you wanted to, because we have now a beautiful island where you could land, you could become a resident, you could be like putting your avatar as a home there. And in the meantime, I'm showing you the beautiful results. So let me show you and explain again. This was a fantastic story by Elisabetta, our Italian teachers. They weren't part of EVO, but Pionia managed to invite them. And they showed us their awesome book creator saga. And when they did, we were kind of blown away by it and say, oh, can we do this as well? Can we always, we kind of looked at what they did. They created this book. Are you all seeing this? I'm not sure whether I'm sharing the right screen. Is it okay to continue? So I'm not quite sure. Sorry, I can't see the chat for some reason, unless I join again. Okay, now I've got the chat open. To an OpenSim, yes. Well, I'd love to also show you for real, but if you come later on at 10 o'clock to that session about OpenSim, I'll be able to show you in 3D what it looks like, how you can move around, etc. But what they did was they used the images, and they not only used the images in OpenSim, they used the images of some software called Make Human. They created avatars there. They have to have this Viking look and feel because the story was, it's all in Italian, but the story was all about some Viking cultural thing, and the way how they did their court cases, which is fascinating, really great story. So what we did though, is we took this as an inspiration. They told us how they did it, and then we set out to do ours. And I'd like to show, first of all, Pioniers, 1 in a million cats. And this is, the graphic novels are just stunning. So we took the photos in the virtual world of Second Life, OpenSim, apologies. So we took the photos in the virtual world of OpenSim, and these characters here, that person, she is our wonderful Minnie from China, so she took on this avatar, she got dressed so beautifully. And this person, her man, that was Pionia who played that role. And the story goes that she's very lonely, she would love a cat, and he goes out and he can't decide which one of the beautiful thousands and millions and billions and trillions of cats he could bring home. And so he brought all of them. He took them all and he brought them to his wife, and she nearly fainted. To go like, wow, what are you bringing all these cats? All I wanted is one, sort of thing. Eventually, she ends up with one of them, and they're quite happy with this tiny little kitten that is left because the other cats disappear. But so that they take this kitten and they bathe her and feed her and give her fish and see the cat grow up and play. And that is so lovely, isn't it? So, and it's based on a true graphic novel, which is Millions of Cats that's the oldest American picture book still available. And we've met people who actually know this story because they have this as a children's book at home. So this is what we did. In the few weeks that we had available, we all joined OpenSim, we got walking, we got dressed, we learned how to create objects, and then we did the graphic novels. And so we're so proud. I'd like to show you some other couple of masterpieces. This is actually an OpenSim region in CLIL called Singapore of the 1825. And yes, the images, this world by the person who did the story, Chris Mooney Singh, has a PhD, and he at the Monash University in Australia, he got his PhD, and he teaches literature in Singapore. Yeah, so he's an English literature, but an academic teacher, and he built this world himself with some help of our Australian counterpart. But truly speaking, this beautiful imagery is a world that he created with his own hands. And they wanted to create a story about Indonesian characters. So they also used a software to produce this particular body shape of an Indonesian person and the clothing. So, and that was given in as a contract to some company to do that. But everything else they built. So, and the fruits and everything Kaylee did, amazing. So OpenSim is a virtual world where people can build these objects, and not what we learned, and this is what I learned about OpenSim, is there's so many objects that you can discover. It's a very, very large world, and it's a world that runs on many different servers around the world. It's open source, and so there's no real commercial exploitation of OpenSim, which is the same technology than Second Life, by the way. But Second Life is a commercial company, and they have a commercial marketplace where you buy goods. In OpenSim, these 3D worlds are created by people, and many of these are frequently sharing the objects to others by making them available to copy. So what we did was, is truly speaking, we went, these are the beautiful outcomes of our books. There's one, two more I'd like to show you, the stories. And in the virtual world of, and I'm just going to put this on full screen again, but this is what struck us. Yeah, this OpenSim region has become so amazingly rich in artifacts, so amazingly rich in beauty. And a lot of these objects, you can simply right and mouse click on the object that you see and copy it, put it in your inventory, take it to your own island and put it there on the ground. And it could be a castle, it could be just a table, it could be a chair. And all of these settings that was available to us, we could use for the stories. So an amazing discovery, not only for myself, to be honest, even though I've been an old timer in Second Life, but I was quite a bit of a lazy Second Lifer in many respects, because you can go to Marketplace. So we decided to go into OpenSim following last year's EVO results. We started with 4 bare regions, which are quite affordable in CLIL to rent. And within a matter of 6 weeks, thanks to Helena, Pionia, Amany, all of the EVO participants, we were able to fill the complete 4 regions with beautiful artifacts that we could use for the stories. We learned how to dress, we learned how to create the objects, copy the objects, rest the object. It was just amazing. So truly stunning, truly stunning. Let me show you a couple of more. And here, this is the end of the quote. I just spent 2 more minutes on showing you a couple of results, and also pass the word to Amany and Helena, who are here today, thankfully. And I know only one thing about the technologies that await us in the future. we will find ways to tell stories with them. So let me show you this one more here, our beautiful novel. That was our Spanish, you know, the Laura de Stefano who led this group. There's a graphic novel. It says The Cat Who Taught the Seagull to Fly, which is the original story of Pulvera, what's his name? Sepulveda. And Sepulveda created this really famous story, and he died last year. So in commemoration to his fantastic work, Laura Di Stefano and her team decided to recreate that story again in OpenSim. And as you can see, a lot of text, they've added the sounds, it's all in Spanish. You can look at it. I'm sharing all of these results afterwards. And Zainab is here. Oh, that is so wonderful. Zainab, we have to show your story. Hang on. So here this is, and what I like about this transmedia storytelling as well is they used the story of Sepulveda, and then they also created the connection to our days of these environmental challenges of seas and seagulls being, you know, like this. So, and then they used other imagery in that book. And by the way, book creator is free. You can create up to 40 books for free. That was also for us a beautiful, beautiful discovery. Zainab, hang on. No, that's the Guardian Angel by. That's it. That's your story. Hang on. Right. I can't see though what. Do you want to say something about this, Zainab? Please open the mic. Feel free.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Just the only thing that I can say is that I didn't know anything about OpenSim. I didn't know anything about telling story, but really this team helped me how to do it, how to work in the OpenSim environment. And most of the time I made mistakes, especially about changing my clothes, but they helped me how to manage it and create some beautiful flowers or objects. And thank you.
All of this you did yourself. So she took the pictures. She also used certain sort of light effects, because that's when she said, I'm a princess of the land, I can do what I want. And then here's the voice, no, don't be picking the flowers, yeah. And then she created these amazing, the story itself is just so brilliant.
With the help of you.
No, of Alicia who helped. That was so wonderful.
Yeah. So she helped me a lot.
And this is what we laughed about it. Okay, this was Alicia, the angel that appears at night. And here's Zainab laying in bed, right? So, but we had to have a laying position of her sleeping. And the bed didn't have a position that you could lay in. So it was so funny when we tried to get her to lay down in the bed.
Yeah, and it took a long time to be able to fix it, but you were very patient.
It was so funny.
Thank you so much.
So yes, the beautiful end of the story. Wow, the flowers are back. It's unbelievable. We're so proud of this one, Zainab. It's so wonderful. And she did it all herself. Wow, amazing.
Thank you.
And Helena, do you want to stop here and pass the word of mouth? Pass the word to you.
Sure.
We have
Yes,
Could I just say, you've gone for 38, almost 40 minutes. Would you like to give Jane a turn to give her presentation for 20 minutes? And then if there's time, if nobody runs us out of here, we could come back to Helena and continue with you.
Okay, sounds good.
Is that Okay, so just to make sure, because I don't know what happens on the top of the hour if someone, if I don't have anything to do for another hour after that. So
It's okay. We'll chip in again after Jane. Thank you so much
okay,
for having me.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's give Jane a go.
Thank
And
you so
just
much
going,
for sharing.
yeah, here, let me just, this is what we're doing right now. We're in Jane's presentation, which is about scientific literacy and CLIL. And this is part of the EVO, Best of EVO live sessions. And we got moved to the wrong room. We lost about 15, 20 minutes at the beginning. So we're going to go with Jane's presentation for 20 minutes. And then if there's time, we'll continue with questions or with other presenters until we get kicked out of here. How's that?
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. Hi, everyone. We have, from our scientific literacy and CLIL, we have our co-moderators joining us today are Michelle, Jose, Michelle,
Hi.
and Dr. Jenny Chen, and Dr. Michael Tren. Okay. All right. So yeah, we're very excited to run this session for the very first time, and you know, it's a fun ride. Michelle, would you like to go to the next slide for us? This is our moderating team with myself, Dr. Jenny Chen, Dr. Chinfen Chen, Dr. Michael Tren, and Michelle Jose. And this session is sponsored by National Taipei University of Education, specifically Office of Teacher Education and Career Services and Center for Research on Bilingual Education. We're very happy that we can work together in providing this EVO session. There were 78 participants who signed up and enrolled in our Canvas course. And this is the Padlet that I've asked them to share lessons and where they are from. And these are the ones that were, that actually went into Padlet and posted their photos. And we have Alex joining us from United States, and Alicja from Argentina, and one from Brazil, and Tatiana from Serbia, and someone from Dr. I forgot his name, I'm sorry, from Amany, and a lot of in-service teachers joined us from Taipei. And this was one of the live sessions we hosted live on campus and also streaming live in Zoom and online. Yeah, on YouTube. Okay. The platforms we've used weren't as fancy as OpenSim. We had Canvas for our content, and this is the first time I've used Canvas, and I think it's a very nice LMS system. It's very convenient and good to track. With the badge system there, I was able to know more about the participants' engagement. So really nice Canvas. I know that immersive storytelling in immersive virtual world also had their session on Canvas. Okay, next. We've used Padlet, the one that I just showed you, and then we also used Flipgrid in our session. Okay, next. So this is our session objectives. Actually, the reason why we're promoting scientific literacy with language support is because right now, Taiwan, we are working on becoming a bilingual nation by the year of 2030. And, you know, the Ministry of Education is really pushing forward a bilingual education throughout, with 1/3 of the courses being taught in English, and one of the most challenging subject is science because of the terminology and all. So, you know, so in this session, we talked about scientific literacy and also how we use, how do we scaffold language so that we could simplify language so that the kids would understand very perhaps difficult concepts. Yeah. So in the end, we design science lessons based on CLIL principles, but we also, you know, analyze science classroom language through corpus analysis. At least we've gone over how to analyze it through corpus analysis. Thank you. So in our first week, we talked about scientific literacy and, you know, introducing like the 5E principles for science: engage and explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate, and encourage our science teachers, or a lot of them are mainly English teachers, you know, going into science, having to, you know, teach science, to incorporate this model to ask kids to predict and then observe and then explain, the POE model. We've included videos of David Marsh sharing about what is CLIL, and also we talked about the significance of scientific literacy and why it's a good time to promote scientific literacy. Michelle, would you like to elaborate on that?
Okay, sure. So basically, in this session, we wanted to emphasize that this is an important time for us to learn science, because now more than ever, everyone, not just scientists, need to understand science so that we can grapple with today's challenges, right now being the COVID-19. So if we are able to use language appropriately, then we can imbibe scientific literacy among the students.
Thank you. Okay. Next is also in week 1, Dr. Jenny Chen. She joined us in every live session, and in this first, our very first live meeting, Jenny, are you here? Would you like to talk about what you showed us, the participants?
Okay. Everyone can see the slide.
Yes.
So on the left side of the slide, you can see that I am holding a ball. It's a styrofoam ball. It's supposed to be a model of a cell. So I don't really remember what we were doing, but I think we were talking about
What were we
doing?
It was Matt, my son Maddie is in 7th grade, and he has to study about, you know, cells, and what he's doing in his class was mainly studying what's on the textbook. But Professor Jenny here showed us that.
So this is a model of my daughter's science class. Mm-hmm. And so, of course, they also had textbooks and all that, but this is what the teachers had them made at school. And so I actually only helped with shopping for the materials that she designated, and I wasn't part of, you know, how to make it and all of that. I did have a chance to see all the models that all the kids made, like on a long table, and I was very surprised and actually quite happy to see that the models did not look the same. Mm-hmm. Every child had different ways of interpreting what a cell should look like according to their understanding. I was happy to see that everyone had their own ideas.
Mm-hmm. And one of the things that we just discussed here is that Jenny's daughter studies in an American school, and the way like American system approaches or teaches science is different from Taiwanese teachers teaching science. And we really like to explore different approaches. Although Taipei, Taiwan has scored top among the, you know, in the globe, like not top, but top 5 in TIMS, Trends in Mathematics and Sciences, or second in 8th grade science. But, we thought that, to include different approaches in learning the science, especially when it's done in bilingually adopting the CLIL approach. So this is a wonderful example that Jenny is able to show us. Thank you. Also, okay, so this was a live meeting with 135 views on YouTube, and we also have a scientific talk with Alex Tao, which was viewed 99 times. For the interest of time, we're going to move on. And so week 2 was STEM, curriculum design and sharing. And we really STEM is interesting. Printing out 3D stuff, gadgets are very interesting. And we really think that with this hands-on approach, we could, use English to introduce, to let students learn. So STEM is a great idea to be taught in English. So we went over that. This is our university's makerspace. Next. And Michelle and I actually, okay, Heike has a question. Do Taiwanese students or teachers watch American teachers' lectures? Well, Taiwanese students or teachers, well, we're not, I don't think we have chance to observe how American teachers or students learn science. And this is our very first time having this session. So I would really like it if we're running for another session next year. I would really like to invite moderators from America or Western countries to help out and share how the way they approach it. Thank you, Heike, for your question. Yes. So this STEM curriculum design, you can see here, this is one of my colleagues' kid called Yo-Yo, and Michelle and I just built a DIY roller coaster, and he visited that same day and he was having fun with it. And yeah, we were, it's made out of paper. So it's, we're very glad that we built this for the session, but he is having fun. So also on Flipgrid, we've gathered different science ideas or science lessons or STEM lessons on our Flipgrid. And this one was from an ArtBot lesson provided by one of the local teachers. Well, actually, not local teachers. Because of the push for bilingual education, we're hiring a lot of foreign teachers to help out. ETAs from Fulbright. This year we have 120 ETAs from Fulbright helping out local teachers building their science lessons and and different lessons. Yeah. So this was one. Creating ArtBots, and this is the teacher who taught this class, and this was their very first time learning STEM in English, and they really enjoyed it. Next. Okay, so we have this is the one that I mentioned, Maker's STEM workshop. It ran for 3 hours live on campus, but we also streamed it and had participants in Zoom. Michelle, would you like to talk about it?
Okay, so as Dr. Jane mentioned, we had live audience during this time, and the participants were in-service teachers in Taiwan. At the same time, we ran this in Zoom for our participants, and we also live streamed it in YouTube and Facebook. So basically, in this 3-hour session, we explored ways on how we can teach science in an interesting way. And one of the ways is Maker. So basically, students are encouraged to build. So for instance, here, we can see that you have the participants building a telegraph using everyday or ordinary equipment. And after they built their telegraph successfully, their task was to send a message using Morse code.
And for the live session, Dr. Michael Tren was there as well. Dr. Tren, would you like to add something else? Okay. Okay. Perhaps not. Okay. I know we're running out of time, so I'm going to go very quickly. Week 3, we had water cycle and sorry, I had to skip and rock cycle. This is the our N2UE affiliated elementary school principal. His very first time, practicing or showcasing how rock cycle, this picture book that Michelle has put together, is about. Okay, next. In the 4th week, we have corpus analysis of language and science in the science classroom. Basically, we've gone over Lex Tutor, how to analyze science lessons and the language used in science, and also the Lex style. Okay, with 104 views from this this live event. Next. Okay, for our last lesson, we've invited 2 local teachers. One is Lulu is a science teacher, and Yen Fu Chen is an English teacher, because right now English teachers are having to try to teach different subjects, and so Yen Fu is interested in science, and that's why we need this session, and he's able to share what he's worked on with our participants. And very interestingly, if we stream on Facebook, we have more views, 252 views, and adding on to YouTube, 48 views. So that's a lot of views. Thank you. Next. And finally, I don't know if we have time. It's 6:53. This is our 3 minutes. Okay. This is one of our participants from Argentina, working with her colleague and put together this lesson plan on roll with the wind. Michelle, would you like to introduce that to us?
So basically, in this lesson was divided into several parts. In the first part, the teacher introduced this book, Green Energy, and this is about the greenhouse gases and how people increase the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere and ways by which people could help prevent more greenhouse gases from escaping into the atmosphere. After reading the book, the students had to conduct a survey to ask questions, to ask their classmates, do you walk? Do you turn off the lights? Do you recycle? Which are some of the ways by which we can lessen the greenhouse gases. And after the survey, the students are supposed to color this pie chart. Now for the second part, excuse me, there you go. Students conducted an experiment, the rolling experiment. So they had here a coffee cup wherein the bottom has a smaller diameter than the top. This should resemble a wheel. So this would be the smaller wheel, and this would be this is a small wheel, and this is a large wheel. And their task was to put this cup on top of a ramp and let it roll and see if it goes left, right, or straight. So before carrying out the experiment, they were supposed to predict what might happen and then test it out. And after carrying out several of these experiments, then they could come up with their summary or their conclusion. And this experiment was done to emphasize that or to get students to thinking, if we want the car, or in this case cup, to roll down straight what should the wheels look like? And the answer is they should have the same diameter. And from there, the students tried to make a wind-powered car, because wind is one of the green forms of energy. So it ties up with the storybook. After that, in the end, students had a car race, and then they had their assessment about whether they can identify the elements of a book all the way down to the science parts of it, which I'll skip in the interest of time. Okay, to summarize, these are some of the lessons that we have learned. First, it feels very rewarding to interact with participants who are eager to learn. In this session, in the 5-week session, students knew that they weren't getting any grades, and yet they participated with a sheer goal of learning and sharing what they know. And here we see, for instance, in-service teachers in Taiwan who spent their precious Saturday morning with us to learn more about STEM curriculum. And also online, we have some participants who would join us for the live events during unusual times. For instance, we have someone from Argentina joining us at 10 p.m. rather, and one in Serbia joining us at 2 a.m. Another lesson that we have learned is that CLIL teaching strategies differ across nations. And one of the reasons for this would be the students' exposure to English language outside the classroom, which could eventually affect their performance in the said foreign language. Finally, we've learned that there should be a balance between science learning and language learning. Indeed, we want the students to learn science. But how do we make sure that we take care of the science part at the same time that we are looking into their language understanding? Okay, now as for our future endeavors, in the future, we would like to develop a strong curriculum so that one session flows readily towards the next, so that by the end of the 5-week session, then the participants would have a good grasp of scientific literacy and CLIL. The next would be to create original learning materials, because for our sessions, we relied mostly on available resources, but it would have been better if we created our own. And finally, we would like to encourage more participants to join, not just from Taiwan, but all over the world. And these are
Thank you.
references, and thank you for listening.
Thank you, Michelle. And that's it for our session. If Dr. Jenny and Dr. Michael Chuan would like to add anything else, if you have any questions.
Okay, maybe if there are some questions, maybe we can take one or two. I don't know what's going to happen now. I hope no one else is using the room. If no one else is using the room, I think Jane and I have another presentation after an hour. But anyway, does anybody have a question for this group?
I have a question for Helena and Heike. You know, I love those wonderful graphic novels that you've created by screen capturing in world, and I noticed that there are icons of like voice icons. Is that something? What's the app that you use to create the novels, and can we embed like the story, like audio storytelling to it? Very interesting.
Do you want to talk about this, Helena?
Sure, I'd love that. We actually used bookcreator.com, and it's a kind of application which is free, as Heike told you everybody before.
Oh, did we lose that? Oh no.
And that in which text. Am I clear now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Book
yes.
Creator. We use Book Creator. You can embed video, audio, images, text. It's a fabulous, and you know, it's a fabulous sort of experience for the learner too, to find out that they can do all this, including, you know, from the very first stage, taking an image, taking a picture in world, uploading it to Book Creator. There are some more. There are some more applications that are very similar to this, but they don't combine all these affordances. Yes, you can see. Yeah, that's right. You can see the templates on Heike's screen. It's beautiful. And I must add here that, I mean, it has been a very rewarding experience to work together with learners that have become or are becoming or can become more involved. You know, if you have to go through material in the book, then you may lose your class, especially when you go online. But if you involve them in applications that they actually use on a daily basis, then they can even teach you things, and they contribute in a more inspiring and more enlightening way, so they never get bored of their classes. With the Yes, they never get bored of their classes, which is key, really. And they invite the teacher and the rest of the group to be creative and to do their own self-directed learning, which is very important. Yeah, you can see what you can do on Book Creator. Heike is showcasing all those abilities that the program has, this application has. So whatever you do, it's a nice, yeah. Jane? I don't know if I've answered your question.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Also, may I add here, you're welcome. And
we found also
yes,
that the amount of templates are just magnificent, because for example, we can create these cartoon type characters with speaking bubbles. But if you wanted to create a beautiful book as such, or a nature book or something, sorry, this is just the video. I wanted to show you an example. It has different designs. It has the possibility to add longer text. You can, here are the templates that you can look at, view a demo here. So if you wanted to create a yearbook, it would actually give you a timeline as well in the yearbook, etc. We found Book Creator an absolute revelation when we started this EVO session. We were blown away by it, and also the simplicity of creating anything with this book. And you can just add a new template, new page. You can add more pages, less pages, have that page split, add effects, etc. It's just amazing, absolutely amazing. And the students of Helena, they used Book Creator to create these beautiful stories. One of them is here, this symbolism that was created by a 14-year-old Demi, Helena student, who also took images of OpenSim, where they were working on. It's an island that Helena hosts. And so the students created this. Look at that, you know.
Wow, amazing.
A 14-year-old student.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's more than Demi actually being involved in this project that we've called Oscar Wilde and Transmedia Storytelling for 21st Century Competencies. They are all blown away by it. Yes, you can.
And you can embed
you can
videos
see
like
insert
she's done
audio.
here.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Embed video, embed audio. There's even a read to me automatic reading, but the reading is, well, if you look into other languages, the reading is a little bit, well, it's good in English, put it that way, but in German, forget it, or in other languages, forget it, because it's it's just an American product, but it's beautiful. Up to 40 books you can create for free. But Helena, let me just show everyone the beautiful site that Helena has created here in OpenSim. Sorry, that's in Kite. That's it. That's our island.
On Education.
Yeah.
I've transferred a lot of the material Kitely in OpenSim. And I've tried to make it as similar as possible to the one we have with my student box. Obviously, we have more space on Imagination, so I could transfer even more, Heike.
So, and this is the sandbox that Helena created. A sandbox means that's where you can build. Yeah, the pictures are resting in a minute, and these characters are animesh. They're basically a mesh per body, yeah, with a script. And Helena showed us on how to create these animesh people dancing and what have you. What is so beautiful about animesh is, for example, if you look at here in this corner, she has kind of a dream garden put up, yeah? And these animals are also with animesh animated, so they move. So when you go to this virtual world and you see these beautiful animals hopping around, it's just so enchanting. And it's not a sterile sort of impression. And people as well, so they have on Singapore 1825, they have these people walking around doing their daily business of life, like working in the plants with the pineapples, or they're selling on the market, and they're all moving around. So it's a beautiful, lively environment it has become. And also the beauty is sheer stunning. I've never seen OpenSim like this myself, to be honest. I've totally discovered it with new eyes. And I'm amazed, yeah. Sorry, Helena, I cut you off there. Go ahead, because we also have, we should stop by 10
No,
past.
you're doing very well.
We should stop by 10 past, because when
So
you
much
get
to
excited, we never stop, you know.
We
So,
are, yes, exactly.
let me
There's a lot
pass
to
the word
say,
to
actually.
Amany, if she's still around, if she's there.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, I'm still here. Yeah,
And
what blew me away in this EVO is not only OpenSim and the way we learned how to do avatars and stuff like that, but also the collaborative spirit between the moderators, and also the passion that they brought into the sessions. Like, we had to open another session, like a third session on Sunday morning, and we were all eager to attend and help and learn as well. And I really learned a lot from Helena, Heike, Doris, and everyone, especially beautifying my avatar. It's like making my avatar so beautiful.
oh, she's gorgeous.
Yeah,
What
I
a
started
shock.
like, I can, if I can open mine or show you the pictures, I started with a very ugly one and I ended up with a very fancy one. And you know how, like, they helped me change costumes and everything. So it was really amazing. And also the element, like I was talking about virtual reality, and actually all the theories and all the pedagogies that are derived to virtual reality, that are actually derived from Second Life and OpenSim, and how they really immerse students into meaningful learning experiences. So it was really great participating in this EVO.
So here she is in picture form quickly. Beautiful avatar. And she turned out to be a real actress, you know,
Yeah.
because she learned to cry. She learned to wave her hands. It added so much drama to our drama story. It was amazing. She did a bow here. Yeah. And we kept saying she's the best actress ever. Look at that. She's been slapping around and jumping around, and she tried to make that stone become alive with her magic in this story. It was so funny. We laughed our heads off, really.
Do you prefer this or machinima for telling stories?
Well, we felt that the art of creating machinima is so difficult. So we felt that this book creator helped us to get our story across, get the beauty of OpenSim across without burdening all the participants down with a lot of technicalities, because this was fairly easily done, apart from having to deal with Second Life itself. Second Life is OpenSim is a challenge as such. But once everybody got dressed in the first week, And once they learned with Helena in the second week to create objects, OpenSim was sort of okay to do with, you know. And then Book Creator was a beautiful way of creating story, being creative, producing a proud result, yeah, and a real tangible outcome. And we didn't expect Book Creator at all. It was the Italian teachers showed us. And so we learned from them. So it was wonderful, a blessing.
EVO. That would work really well with Minecraft.
Yes.
Yes.
We should try that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we should introduce that immersive storytelling with Minecraft. Oh, that's a good EVO session.
Yes.
Nice focus.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Well, let's get Dawn. Dawn is our storyteller. Thank you.
Mhm.
We've learned so much from you.
And
You
here's
say it.
Minnie. Look, Minnie, who's been the cat herder.
Our
Minnie,
cat herder.
Hi.
tell us about your experience with the millions and trillions of cats.
How do you generate so many cats in one world?
Yeah, that's Doris. She did a lot of job. I just learned, you know. So great to see you all.
Nice to see you.
See you.
And Minnie looked stunning with her beautiful avatar as well. She got dressed like Doris. Doris dressed us
I
all,
love it.
you know. Now, I showed your storybook earlier in when you weren't here, so everybody has seen the beautiful. Also, your you know how you bathed the kitten and how you fed the kitten and everything. It was so fantastic.
And I thought Bobby was our Minecraft cat
Her-
lover. And
Yep.
we're
Yes.
having a competition here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she gets cats in Minecraft and then also dogs. She's onto dogs now. So
Beautiful.
it's confusing. They're all over the place.
So thank you very much to everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Well, thank you for being flexible, and we're sorry about the little glitch at the very beginning. That has ramifications all through the program, but anyway, we'll deal with it. So I think, you know, the glass is much more than half full, and it's really great to interact with everybody in this environment and in this medium. I think this is more fun than TESOL actually, and it's certainly more relaxing and cheaper.
We're uploading this on TESOL Callias website, YouTube.
Oh, okay. Yes, it's being recorded, and it's going to be it's going to be uploaded by Heather. I know.
Yeah.
I don't know if Nellie's going to upload it as well.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's
Okay.
see. Let me just put the final screen up. If I can find, I don't know, all these participants are here. Okay, so let's see. That one, quick share here. It must be over here somewhere.
Can we have a quick photo? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, okay. Yes, you go ahead and I'll find the stop the share. Okay. All right, there we go.
Okay, can we have a quick photo together?
Sure.
Screenshot.
Helena, do you want to switch on? Hang on, Helena, do you want to come on?
Yay.
Yeah,
One more
everybody
time.
else, cameras on.
Yay, screen on.
Anybody else? Yeah, it'd be great. Awesome.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's great, everyone.
Yeah.
Yay, thank you. Got it.
Okay. Wonderful. All right, so I'll take us out then, if I can get my screen share back here. And this is I've got to find the thing I'm supposed to be showing. There's so many windows open here. Nope, not that one. Looks like it's over here somewhere. There we go. All right.
Yay.
Yeah. This is our 20th anniversary of EVO. I don't know if we mentioned that before. Let's see if I could open this in Google Slides and then I can actually present properly. So we're all getting, it should be, here we go, present, there we are. Taking its time to load. Okay, here's what we've been doing. Best of EVO. It's the 20th anniversary of EVO, and there should be another slide here.